Hey, Brando Beaker here. What I got here is McFarlane DC Multiverse Brainiac from Injustice 2 fighting game. I think this is Brainiac's best look. He looks creepy and intimidating. In this video, I'll be covering size, articulation, sculpt, paint, and accessories. At the end of the video, I'll be giving it a score. Alright, let's get him off the stand and see how he measures up. Let's start with the ruler. Dan's about this tall, right? He's almost 8 inches. Got it? Now, size comparisons. DC Multiverse, Superman, in a 2-pack with Atomic Skull. DC Multiverse, Bersallo. DC Collectibles, Crime Syndicate, Ultraman. Musgo 112 Collective, Superman, the deluxe version. DC Multiverse, Flashpoint Flash, with build-up figure for Cyborg. 112 Collective, Magical 112 Collective, Wonder Woman, modern version. Mayfix Hush, Batman. And Mayfix Hush, Superman. So let's start with the articulation. The head looks up this far, looks down this far. He has a tilt this far. That's really good tilt. The ball joint is really good in this one. He really looks all the way up. Not all the way, but decent amount of range up there. And then he can turn this way, and his head stops at the neck guard in the back. So it stops right there. See, it stops right here. So he can't really turn full 360. And let's go with the body. So arms go up this far, go back this far. You can't go full 360 because of the shoulder pads. And it's got what do you call it? Butterfly joint here. That's a lot of range. But trust me, it's quite limited, so it doesn't matter. And there's his arms go up this far, and double jointed elbows, and he has bicep swivel, and wrist pegs, wrist articulation. You can turn in this way, and then kind of like this way, and then this way. And now you have to be careful when you close in or straighten his legs and or arms, because it can pinch your fingers. Because watch, see, it gets like, this is worst right here. Go like that, and bam, it snaps your fingers. So be careful with that. And now the chest arches back this far. Wow, that's pretty far. really good articulation. Seems an ab crunch. He does have ab crunch now, finally. So this means McFarlane is improving. He's listening to the fans, and he's improving on this articulation on this one. Side to side, and then legs go up this far. It's pretty far up. It goes back this far. Does have a split. Rob Van Dam split. But he does not have thigh swivel. So that's a bummer. Like still thigh swivel. I tried everything. He just doesn't have it. And double jointed knees. Watch. See that? See how scary that is? So I go all the way here, right? You need to really watch your fingers. Do not put your finger here, because it's gonna pinch you. It's gonna hurt a little bit, like stepping on a Lego. And then, ow, jeez. Feet go down this far. Feet go up this far. It's hindered by the sculpt of the foot right here. You see the sculpt right here? So you can't go any further. It just stops right there. So that's a bummer. And let's see. He does have angle pivot, kind of awkward, but he does have it. And toe hinges. Thing I want to bring up is a biggest issue when it comes to this action figure is the feet articulation. It is very limited. So he can't do like crazy cool poses, right? Because of these feet articulation. These ankle articulation is really, really bad. Like I have to put it here, and you can see I need this foot to go up. I need both these foot to go up, and he can't, right? It's stuck. So this is the part where I have to warm up the figure, like warm up to make the plastic softer, and I have to trim that piece off with the X-Acto knife just so he can pose, because it sucks. I can't pose him, especially with no thigh swivel and no, like almost no boost swivel. So you're stuck with this, and he has very little articulation in the angles area. That brings this point, that brings the points down for this figure. So you have to have him in, just standing straight up all the time, doing vanilla pose, because that's all he could do. But as long as you use the X-Acto knife and you cut this piece right here, it should pose upwards better, unfortunately. So let's do the same pose. Man, this Spider-Man is so great. So anyway, this pose here, this is why thigh swivel and boost swivel is very helpful, because now you can do so much. Now you can see how flat his feet go down. This, you can't do that because it has no boost swivel and no ankle articulation that go upwards, right? I'll show you this. It needs to go up this far so you can do dynamic poses. That's a real big bummer when it comes to some figures, not just McFarlane, a lot of figures out there, they don't pay attention to the angle articulation that go all the way up. It really needs that for dynamic poses. Otherwise, the whole figure is useless. So just, be careful. And, I'm telling you, these toy companies, they need to pay attention to the angle articulation. Let's do sculpt and paint. Look how creepy that is. What a creepy looking character. The paint application is really good on this head. Look at the eyes. Looks like little cables running across his eyes. Like an actual robot. See the top of his head. The back of his head. Looks amazing. The sculpt is like so unique. Just look at the detail. I mean, I can't say much because it's just so much detail all over the body. You can see the back. See that? It's weird. But anyway. See the back of the legs. Lots of detail. I mean, with just minimum paint, it still looks good, right? That's a lot of detail for an action figure. It's pretty incredible. I mean, you can see it. I don't have to say anything. You can tell this is an amazing sculpt. It's actually a different sculpt compared to the Lex Luthor mold. This is a completely brand new sculpt. No, hold on, let me get the. These two are very different. Look at the sculpt. The legs are different. Shins are different. Feet are different. Everything is different. It's not the same mold at all. Completely new sculpt for Brainiac. It's pretty amazing. Look at the arms. Very different. The scale is different too. This Brainiac is a little bigger. A little bit, I think. Yeah, he's a little bigger. Look at the back. He's got holes in the back. That's because you put the tendrils in the back. So I'll show that in the accessories section. Look at the buttocks, very different design. Just 100% new sculpt for Brainiac. And you don't have to do so much with the paint detail. You could, but you don't have to. And I gotta say, when it comes to the box art, you can see the box art here. See, it looks somewhat similar, but for some reason it's reversed. You see those circles, the pink circles, they're on the left side. The pink circles here on the right side. That's weird. Interesting. It's got texture in some areas right here. It's got textures. This one doesn't have that. I mean, if you look at the actual snapshot of the Brainiac figure, now you can see the difference. Maybe not as accurate as the one in the game, but he has so much detail that accuracy is out the window, right? Because the detail is just he has too much detail in the game, so minimal is good enough. But this is good. This is good enough for me. I'm happy with it, really. Now let's talk about accessories. This is all he came with. And, the black stand, the little black stand. It comes with a black stand and a card. No alternate heads, no alternate hands. It's just the tendrils as accessories. And that's good. It's good enough for me when it comes to Brainiac. You can put this in the back. And they're soft too. They're not hard, they're really soft. They're not wired, but they're soft. So, accessories, I would say it's not bad. You see, this looks really good because McFarlane is usually really good with this kind of stuff. I mean, when it comes to like monsters or aliens or creatures or whatever, McFarlane nails it when it comes to those. But when it comes to like human figures, he's not very good with it. They always look, off, or like proportions look weird, or things like that. But this one, like with monsters or zombies or anything, he does a really good job. Like vampires, monsters, zombies, and you can see like a bunch of zombie monster and like Jokerized figures. He does really a pretty good job on those things, and that's McFarlane's thing. That's what he does. So yeah, this is 10 out of 10 when it comes to sculpt and paint. It's actually impressive coming from McFarlane, and it's only like what, $25, $20? I don't know, but it is impressive. All right, let's talk about the score. I think the score for this figure is about 8.5 out of 10. I would have gave it a 9 out of 10 if they just gave more range in the ankle articulations and more, thigh swivel. But it is what it is. It's already made, it's done. So 8.5 out of 10. The reason why it is still pretty high on the score is because the sculpt is amazing. The paint application is pretty good. It's decent. That's all I need. I don't need to add anything to it. And the colors look good. The paint application on the head is fantastic. That's 10 out of 10 for the head alone. It's amazing. I think this is the best look for Brainiac ever. And he looks really creepy and really intimidating. And there were previous looks for Brainiacs, but none of them did it for me. But this version right here from the video game, he looks so cool and badass. I mean, that's the best look for Brainiac in my opinion. You just have to find one that's not platinum. Okay, just keep that in mind. They actually made a platinum version of this figure, and it looks hideous. So do not get that. Just get this one instead. In my opinion, this one looks better. So, do I think he's worth $25 to $30? Yeah, I do. It's a completely new sculpt, top to bottom. he can be great for your 6-inch collection even. He looks really good with Magical Superman or Mafex Hush Superman. He looks really good. I mean, scale the height for Brainiac is all over the place usually. And he's usually, sometimes he's 6.5, sometimes he's short, sometimes he's the same height as Superman. So it really doesn't matter. So if you have him up against Hush Superman, that's really good too. He looks great. So thank you for watching, and I hope you stick around to see more of my future reviews. What else? And oh yeah, and keep collecting.